Hi, my name's Anthony Cummins. Welcome to this video. This time I'm going to talk to you about Natori Sanjuro's death certificate. Now, Natori was a samurai retainer for the Kishu Tokugawa clan, and he wrote one of the most well-known treatises on the ninja, which is called the Shoninki. And we translated this into True Path the Ninja. However, on our searches, we actually found Natori's descendants and his grave site and his grave, and also his death certificate. Now, the reason I'm making this video is to answer some questions given up by some people who are watching a video by a user called Buffon Musa. So I'm going to be talking slow in this video. The reason for this is that he will be subtitling this, and of course he's Japanese, so I'm making it easy for me to understand. So please excuse the slow language. But we asked, the photograph I'm about to show you is of the actual death record of Natori Sanjuro. Please obviously give it the due respect. The photograph was taken by the priest at the actual temple, and he had to photograph it simply because, of course, it's still a religious thing in Japan, and it still holds religious meaning, so we have to treat it with the correct respect. So what I'm going to do now, though, is take you through the certificate. So let's look at the first section. We're going to go from left to the middle to the right. So here we go, on the left at the top. So you can see this is Natori Sanjuro. So his name comes in three versions really. Natori Sanjuro, Natori Masatake, Natori Masazumi. All three are used, but all three you make the same person, or they mean the same person. Now the next bit. This caused some problems on Buffon's video, the one I am answering. Now this is the word dono. That's an honorific term to mean like higher ranking person. Now what people don't realize is when we went through the certificates, even some of the samurai were not called dono. So there were many samurai in there who did not get the title dono. But Natori did. However, Natori's koku, or his salary, was only 25. So he was given the term dono in a respectful way, according to the priest. The next bit, or just underneath dono, is actually, it means this is, or the end, nari. So that's just a suffix on the end. Now the next bit here is Isui Sensei. Now, so we've got Isui and Sensei. So this Isui is his pen name, or his name that he goes along with other people. So we believe he was known as Isui Sensei. So for example, good morning Isui Sensei, or things like that, or Isui Sensei said this. So Natori would generally be known by, obviously his students, things like that, as Isui Sensei. So that was a great find on this. Okay, let's move to the middle. This is his death name. Now the death name is a name given to you after you die by a priest, and this is just personal opinion, but Yoshie, the priest, and other people, other Japanese readers, think that this name is superb. Many of the other many of the other death names were very bland, very basic, and quite standardized. However, this one we know truly reflects Natori's life. So let's start at the top. You get the first two kanji are perseverance and truth. So it's like the perseverance for truth. Now another one here is the third kanji and the 8th and the 9th kanji together. They make up a traditional suffix in a death name, a death title. Now This is a problem though, because nowadays you can, I think, pay to have this, pay quite a lot of money and be given this. But back then, we are not sure. We need to do some more research, but we don't think you could pay for this, or we're not sure if you could. And it seems to have at least given natori a bit more respect. So this is one area we need to research more. But in the brief conversation we had with the priest, this was quite impressive, and we need to compare it to the other members of the natori family to see if they also got this. Okay, now the fourth and the fifth kanji here are dropping onto rocks. So remember that for the moment. Just remember dropping onto rocks. Number 6 is complete understanding. So that means to understand everything deeply. Again, number 7 now is water. Now we think this is connected to Isui, his name, one and water. So what we think this death name means is someone who perseveres to get to the truth of things, like drips of water constantly on rocks, making holes until they find the truth. And until they get a complete understanding. So it's quite an apt death name for natori or Isui sensei. Right, let's move across to the other side. Now this is the date. Now if you want to have a look, now these, number 1, 2 and 3 are Hoei 5. This is the traditional Japanese dating system, and this means 1708. So we know he died in 1708. The next one, now I'll just have to pronounce this, is Tsuchi Noe, which is actually one of the Chinese astrology, so it's the name for a year. So it actually means yo, as in yo, or yin and yang, so that's yang, and it means earth. So you've got yang, earth, and it's a very complicated way of dating, and it's a very complicated system to go into here. But generally it's a reference to the year in which he died, according to Chinese philosophy or Chinese astrology. The next one is rat. So we get year of the rat. Right there. Of course, number 6 is a year. And the last 2 is the 3rd month. So what this means is we've got Natori Sanjuro, known as Isui Sensei. For his level of 25 koku, we know he's quite high ranking. We don't mean socially, we mean high ranking in a respected way. For example, we know, according to the family records, that he used to have personal audiences with the Lord Kishu Tokugawa. And we know he was a personal retainer of Kishu Tokugawa, a close retainer, and possibly the head of the guard and things like that. He was a very, very, not socially high, but capability high, and he was friends with the Lord. And he was there for many years. And of course he taught the military school of Natori Ryu, or Shin Kusunoki Ryu. And he was a teacher in the area, and we knew he was well known. The temple he's buried in is actually in Wakayama City, but he spent his retirement on Mount Koya, investigating Shingon Buddhism, tactics, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in the English version, please see True Path of the Ninja. If you're Japanese and you want to see the original Sosho version of the Shoninki, please go to Amazon and type in English Shoninki. So please type in Romaji Shoninki, and it'll come up with this cover. For everyone else, some free information on my website. Please enjoy.